Mic check, mic check. Doing a sound check. Sound check, sound check. Denise
Good,
Cooper.
good.
Good. Marcus is on. Hey, Mark and Nisha, I'm gonna put y'all in the panelist group so y'all can ask questions as we're going through this process. So you're gonna be seeable, so make sure your stuff is right. Marcus, can I get a sound check, Marcus?
Good mic, good mic.
All right, Marcus, log into the Facebook. Make sure the Facebook is functioning properly for the live, please.
Facebook is running.
Check, check. All right. Denise and Cooper, can you guys come on? Let's just let's see who else is here. Sounds good. Hey, Mr. Jack, how you doing? All right. I'm gonna pull some of you guys on in a moment. I just want to make sure that we're appropriate on our Facebook feed. Just give me a second. All right, looking like we're on here. Excellent, excellent. Okay, guys, just go ahead and share this with people who you need to share it with. We're about to start in a few. D, it's good to see you, D. As always. There we go. All right, the live look like it's working on Facebook. Look like we're bringing some people on right here. Excellent, excellent. D, you reached out to the rest of the team? All right, let me just do one more check on the team. All right. So D, if you don't mind just introducing yourself and what we do here to the people that we got on before we get started.
Sure. Well, hi, everyone. As he said, my name's Denise. Foot Soldiers, pretty much service manager. I am the chief operating officer, but ideally what I do is the day-to-day for Foot Soldiers, interacting with our members and our staff, the services that we provide. Just the one who has the foot on the ground on this side of things. Pretty much it.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for holding down the office. The office is looking good. No one is in there. Anyone in there, D?
It's nice
Can
and
I get a quick look around? Make sure you don't have no alcohol by you. Just checking. Checking. No one's. Let's see. All right. All right. All right. No one is in. Other side. Other side. Don't trick me. Don't trick me. I want to see the other side, D. Show me the other side. Yeah. I'll make sure no one's hiding. All right. Good money. Good. 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 Well. All right, D. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For those who don't know. My name is Barnabas Shakur, and I own the Foot Soldiers. We started years ago as Bed-Stuy Product Generation, and we've evolved since, continuously evolving. We have been doing a series of webinars in random things that's affecting our homeowners who we service and our community at large. And I'm very excited for this session that we have now we have William Sha-king Cooper, who is not only an amazing individual who has served this country for years upon years. He's also a friend of mine. We went to high school together, and where I went to create the foot soldiers, he went to save this country in many different ways. Just introduce a couple of people who I have on here right now that's on the team. So y'all just met Denise. We have Professor Dominique Brioche. Professor, do you mind just introducing yourself to the people quickly before we get started?
Hi, welcome to our webinar. My name is Dominique Brioche. I'm one of the, I guess I'm member services. I handle mostly the members. Once you have interest in foot soldiers, I'm usually the one who does all the background filing and getting all your information into our system. So then this way our day-to-day Chief Operating Officer, Denise, then take over and make everything look pretty good. So I'm more or less in the backgrounds. Nice meeting all of you and welcome.
Nice, nice. Thank you for all of your hard work and you're actually going, you have outside of the foot soldiers, you're a professional master at the martial arts, and you're doing a session next week. We'll speak a little bit about, do you want to speak a little bit about that? Just introduce it. We have about 2 minutes before we start officially.
Well, if I tell you what it's going to be about, you would probably say, oh, I already know, and not show up. So taking names, and I'm hoping to see each and every single one of you next week.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Professor, and thank you for your assistance. Sha, if you don't mind, we're about to get started, so get your mute together. We have some people on the live, and we have some people in this group ready to get started. I see we have a few people, Philip, Jack, Doris Brown, some other people, members from our services, some people, some friends that are close. So Sha, I'd like to start on time and get it finished on time as much as possible. I also have, I know we spoke about the poll. Once you're ready to start, I'm going to get this poll started, all right? So if you don't mind introducing yourself to the people, and let's get it started.
All right, Bus, man, thanks for this opportunity, man. Appreciate it. Like Bus said, I've known him for years. Love this dude, good dude. And again, I appreciate this opportunity. So my name is Will Cooper. Folks who know me from high school from Brooklyn, they call me Sha, that's my middle name. Parents still call me Sha. Nobody even knows my name is Will. Like, it's ridiculous. But that's another story. So today, I want to talk to you guys about the importance of emergency preparedness. So my background, served 17 years in the United States Air Force, was a counterintelligence agent for the most part, deployed 3 times, 3 combat deployments, Afghanistan twice, Northeast Africa. So for the most part, I think I know what I'm talking about. So, and if I don't, I definitely know how to get the answer for you. So if you have any questions about anything, if I can't answer it for you today, I'll get back to you, I promise. So that's my goal. So I co-founded this company, Tribe One. We'll talk more about it in a bit, but it pretty much originated from the disconnect I saw with us urbanites and the importance of emergency preparedness. And so that's something that, I saw and is growing, and a lot of questions I've gotten over years. It's really important. If you don't think it's important, you'll know emergency preparedness is important before this time is up. Got me?
And can I, if I don't mind, not to cut you off, Sha,
yeah.
But it's funny because we've been planning this emergency preparedness and for dads and for people of color for a while.
Yeah.
And your stuff came right on time because we see what's happening on planet Earth, right?
Yeah, man. So like real talk, I think people have to understand, like us folks, especially black people, when we think about urban preparedness, we think about like preppers, some crazy dude in a cave with a long beard and guns. In reality, I mean, I'm normal, but I can tell you right now, when that's COVID happened, guaranteed, I was prepared 3 weeks in advance. And I'll share with you how I was prepared. And it wasn't me going crazy. It was simple steps. And while everybody else was shopping for toilet tissue, which by the way is very low on emergency preparedness list, just let y'all know, toilet tissue is not it. Toilet tissue is not going to save your life. Like, real talk, if it gets real bad, you got this. Like, real talk. So, we were good. We were good. So that's some of the stuff that we'll talk about as much as I can and as much as I can today.
Nice, thank you. FYI, some of the people who are logged into the Zoom, I'm monitoring what's going on, and some of the people who I see that want to speak, either raise your hands on the side, just some housekeeping. Philip, I just brought you in. I see that you've been engaged. I just brought you in, so you have you can speak and ask questions as we're going through. This is going to be an interactive session, and it's not going to be something where we're just lecturing. All right.
Thank you, sir.
So enjoy.
Yep. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Buzz.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so this is not going to be a slide-heavy presentation. I have 3 slides. Going to go into those real quick, and then what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on a very small part of emergency preparedness, but something that's very important, and that's what we call in the military go bag or bug-out bag. And all that is emergency preparedness kit. And so it's for a few items identified in that we'll go over. If you have any questions, please ask at any time. All right. So hit this slide real quick.
All right, and while he's doing that slide, I'm about to post a poll. So as you're listening, go ahead and do that poll. All right, and even everyone in here can do the poll except for the presenter himself. But you see the poll, go ahead and answer it, and yeah.
Got it. Okay. So all right. So again, like I said, my name is Will Cooper, military for 17 years. Worked for or with various counterterrorism, intelligence agencies. Right now, I'm a reservist, so I kind of don't do the cool guy stuff anymore. I mean, my coolest thing is like trying to make sure that the printer works. But earlier, it was an interesting career. So that's the type of experience that I'm bringing to the table. I'll have this video. It's 11 minutes. Don't worry, I'm not playing the whole 11 minutes. But pay attention to what this man says in the first 1 minute and 20 seconds. Pay attention to what he says, and you'll get my point.
I was there. Storms like Hurricane Katrina, historically a rare. I was there. But we stood in very long lines. It was a desperate time. Can't let them forget. That's why I wrote these rhymes. A bottle of hot water, a ride almost started, shoved and pushed forward over food, a shortage, backed up, bathrooms and toilets drank, contaminated water out of the faucet, look up, what the, locked up, asked a member of the National Guard, I said, why are we being held as prisoners of war? He responded, following orders, martial law. Understand, it felt more like Afghanistan and Iraq and not New Orleans. There were heroes of the storm and those of them that went too far. Pray for them, they too bear scars. Thank the Lord for the Air Force and the Coast Guard that flew helicopter and rescue missions nonstop. Got people and pets off of porches and rooftops. You may or may not even care. I was there.
All right, so if you paid attention to that video, so it's about 1 minute and actually 10 seconds, right? He hit every part that makes emergency preparedness so important, right? So he said, I'm not going to do the disservice by trying to do his poem, his rhyme, but what he did mention was, right, he said hot water, lack of water. He said riots almost caused for food, right? So then you got water, you got discourse going on with crowds, right? As safety right there. He said food. He said we're all packed in here together, right? So that's a shelter issue. Most importantly, and this is what I really want y'all to get out of this, he said he went to the soldier, right, to the National Guard and was like, why are we all packed in here as prisoners? Dude said, I'm just following orders, right? So now those of us who know about Hurricane Katrina, know that the government response was delayed, right? So the logistics, people don't understand the logistics that needs to be done to help our citizens in a situation like that. Katrina happened in New Orleans. New Orleans is one of the major cities in the United States. So why did I highlight that one thing, right? You can't always rely on the government, on the police, the EMT, to come get you within those 48 to 72 hours. You have to have the ability to secure your resources, your family, and more importantly, right, your life. And so this training that we're offering, Tribe One, it covers those things. So let me talk real quick about Tribe One, right? So again, I told you about why I came up with this concept, how I co-founded this company, or why I co-founded this company. Emergency preparedness is not just having an emergency kit. It's not just knowing where to meet. It's not being able to just even build a go bag. It's a whole person concept, right? So if you look at the services that we offer, right, all that stuff still fits into ensuring that you're prepared and your family's prepared in an emergency situation, especially us folks that live in cities. So folks that live in suburban environments or out in the sticks, I mean, a lot of times they have space. They may worry about safety, but not to the extent where we have to worry about safety. I mean, because when things go downhill, you have multitudes of people trying to get the same thing: safety, security, and shelter, right? So now you're not in the suburbs. You're with, like, you know, I don't know, a few hundred folks. You're in New York City, you're in Philadelphia, LA, where there's millions of people. And so it's very important that you understand the basics. So getting back to the services that we offer, you see it right here. I'm not going to go step by step. There's no reason for me to go bullet by bullet, but I'm just going to highlight two things on these services, right? First one is CPR. CPR, first aid, AED, basic stuff. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. My brother, who's on my team, is actually a nurse, and he graduated from GW not too long ago. So a lot of the consultation I get comes from him and others. But this doesn't require you to have any type of medical experience. Everybody, in my opinion, should know CPR, first aid, and AED. I give you a quick story. My brother, he was in Richmond, Virginia, and my little baby sister, she was 6 at the time. She ate a peppermint, right? It got stuck in her throat. My brother just so happened went to a CPR course, and first aid AED course in high school, right? He didn't want to go. My mom actually forced him to go. She was choking. My mom called the cops, and the cops were taking their time. He knew he couldn't wait, right? So he was able to remove that by doing compressions, being able to remove that peppermint and save my sister's life. And when the paramedics showed up, they actually told him that if he didn't do those, if he didn't use those methods, my sister would have died. So these are basic stuff, basic things that we all should know. Something else I want to highlight in the training and services, right? Emergency financial preparedness. Nobody on here, I bet you nobody thought that I would talk about emergency financial preparedness. If you did, kudos. I seriously doubt it, because no one thinks about finances and emergencies. But think about it this way. If I don't have my financial house in order, or I'm at least not comfortable with my financial house, do you think I'm thinking about if a natural disaster hits, where I'm gonna take my family, right? Honestly, that's probably not even on my mind. I'm thinking about bills constantly all the time, right? But let's talk about something more relatable. What if you can't afford to get the basic materials to protect your family? So that's why it's very important to be prepared financially. And it's called, in this part of finance, it's called emergency financial preparedness, right? So that's the training. Now, if let's say you're like, all right, I get that CPR stuff, financial preparedness. Look, none of the stuff I'm teaching y'all guys are new. A lot of the stuff I use, but more importantly, our own government has a website, ready.gov, where they tell you you should be prepared to be on your own for 48 to 72 hours. That's your own government, right? That's the folks that we rely on to help us out, right? Be prepared to be on your own 48 to 72 hours. They give good information about what you can do to prepare your household. And guess what? Emergency financial preparedness is one of the things highlighted on their website. You can also go to American Red Cross. They have the information about the importance of emergency preparedness and what you should have. The difference with Tribe One is that they have generic stuff, which is good. If you don't have anything, it's better to have something. With us, you're getting information, you're getting consultation about stuff that, one, I have direct experience using, and then two, that can be tailored to your situation. And also upgrade. Like my go bag, I'm not gonna lie. Like I joke with Bus all the time. Like my bag is dope. Like I got stuff in here that like I could use for any place, anytime. If something was to happen, I could grab it and go. When I say something could happen, it doesn't mean zombies. It doesn't mean zombies, right? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I think that's the other thing people were like.
It's not zombies?
It's not. You know what? In 2020, it might be zombies.
Yeah, bro, that's the only thing I'm prepared for. Is
That's
the
the only
apocalypse.
thing. Yo, in 2020, it's either aliens or zombies this or next month. So yeah, either way, we need Will Smith. Either way, we need Will Smith. So, so you know, it doesn't have to be something crazy. It could be, you know, there's smoke. You know, you could end up in a shelter for a while until you find additional housing. You have a bag to grab for your family that has non-perishable food items, packets of water, medical kits. So I identified 3 to 4 items we'll talk about going through the go bag. Any questions, please ask, interrupt me anytime. The last thing we'll talk about on this slide is consultation services. So go ahead, bro.
Cool. Let me add, because we have a lot more people that's come on already.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, individuals, click the hand button, raise your hands, or ask a question in the question and answer portion. If you look below, you'll see a Q&A. Ask a question there. We'll answer if we have, or we'll post it so he can answer it. If I see that you're asking a lot of questions, I'm just going to bring you straight on to the line so you can ask it directly, all right? So go ahead, Coop.
Yeah. So if you look at the last part, consultation services, right? So business continuity of operation. So if you're a business owner, you should also be prepared for emergencies just as much as your everyday urbanite, your everyday family. And that's a broader concept. So it's not just about your safety, it's the safety of your business. It's the safety of your finances. It's the safety of your hard drives. Do you have another place in mind where you could keep products stored? It's actually, business continuity of operations can be very complex, but with the right individual that's providing you with guidance, it's not that complex, and that's my job. So that's another thing about the consultant part. Leadership and team building, more business focused, but it should also be family. Like Barnabas, you know, that's my dude, man. I always forget how many kids he has because seems like there's a new one every 6 months. I didn't even know that was scientifically possible. But it's possible with my homeboy. But, you know, I love him all to death. But the thing is, one thing that I know about him is he teaches his children leadership and team building. So they all know, hey, if this goes down, this is what we need to do. And it doesn't have to be a military-oriented type environment. Like, you don't have to have your kids stand at attention and teach them. It's basic stuff. You know, like my son, he's 15. I call him a baby boy. He's 15. You know, he knows what to do if there's a fire with me. If he can communicate me via cell phone where we meet or who's secondary to call. He knows different things like that. These are things we also need to teach our children. So, yeah, that page, I mean, there's a lot more. You know, you see basic vehicle maintenance. It's stuff. Like, you'd be surprised people do not know how to change tires. You know, people don't. It's other things. But, yeah, let's say there's any questions about this. I'm going to go into the primary topic that we said we're going to chat about today, which is the emergency kit, the go bag. Good.
No, go ahead. So you have a kit with you today that we're gonna go over.
Yeah.
We spoke about a couple of things, and I know you're gonna go over that kit, but I'm very interested in you first going over that
Yeah, this dude.
That straw that we talked
This
about.
dude.
You know, because you know sometimes, man, we just don't have access to water. Sometimes we just don't have access to water. So what do we do, Sha? You know, I know you got something that you're about to do that I'm very interested in seeing myself.
Hey, so just to let y'all know, right? So there's different variation of straws that a lot of survivalists use them, but they're actually important for folks living in urban communities. If you remember that video I just showed you, one of the things he addressed is lack of water. It's usually not lack of water, it's lack of clean water. And so imagine having a straw where, you know, times get really bad, and this is not foreign. It happened in Katrina. It happened in different areas in Florida during storms where you don't have water. You scoop up water and use a straw, and the straw filters out the microns and is drinkable. And
I don't understand. Can you give me an example?
You know.
Can you give me an example, bro? You know, I don't understand.
So look, y'all. So Barnabas has been harassing me about this straw forever. And I told him I didn't want to do it because I've done enough in the military. And so the one thing is you're not going to get sick, but the water is going to taste nasty. So I'm going to show y'all a demonstration, right?
What? Demonstration?
This is called the Barnabas demonstration. This is what this because it's not the Sha demonstration because I didn't want to do it. Okay. So
Thank you for being a good sport.
All right. So look, y'all see this glass cup, right? All right. So look at this glass cup, right? And y'all see this black pepper. Everybody sees black pepper. Now nobody wants to just eat black pepper at all or drink it at all, right? So I'm gonna put this black pepper in here. So pretty much, if I'm drinking this, y'all gonna know live on camera that this straw doesn't work because black pepper is going to be going in my mouth, right? Not only that, got some hot sauce. Got some hot sauce right here.
That's
Got
so.
some hot sauce. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yo, that's my mama roots right there. I just started looking for hot sauce. I just started looking for it.
Okay.
So, yeah, got some hot sauce for y'all.
Okay. Yo, unscrew that top, man.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. Strip it in. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. All right. So
All right.
this right here.
Got anything
Now,
else?
mix some water, right? Bam. All right,
Can we see that cup? Can we see that cup? Because we don't know. This is TV. People don't believe anything.
Look. Y'all see this? Straight nastiness, right?
Okay.
Straight nasty. Now, we're gonna pretend this is dirty water. We're gonna pretend we didn't have access to clean water due to some type of natural disaster, to the city systems not working. This is what this is reflects for us, right? For this demonstration, right? Now, look, I try to be a cool dude. I'm not going to spit on camera. But for me to demonstrate this, I have to show you what this does. So I'm gonna move my head. I am going to spit in a cup. Then I'm gonna show you the difference, all right? So I'm gonna show you the straw. So this is a straw. Now I'm gonna go over the straw a little later because there's more components to it. But this is called the survival water filter. So you can see. It's a really dope product. Really filters out all types of nastiness out of dirty water. Really
Marcus, post that in. Marcus, post that in the chat, Marcus. Okay.
All right, so here, y'all see this nasty ass water, right? So here.
You should drink some first so we should see your facial reaction to it.
I'm gonna do it again because I ain't get enough. So the problem is some stuff is harder for it to go through because the particles. So like pepper might be heavier than if it's just microns, which is obvious.
You wanna take a quick minute to go outside and get some dirt? Would that be easier? Sorry guys, you go back years. So while he's doing this.
All right, so
okay.
All right, so I really don't want to show y'all the spit, but what I want to show y'all is this, right? You see this nastiness? Oops, you see this nastiness right here? Now, I don't want to gross people out, so I'll try to show you the bottom. Look at the bottom of this, right? So look at the bottom of this and look at the bottom of this. Look at the difference. Can everybody see that?
Yes,
right?
Sir.
So I'm trying to be where I don't want to, show the top spit bubbles and everything else, but you can see the clear difference between this and this, right? So the things with this product, really good product, right? You still taste, that's the unfortunate part. Like, so it tastes, it's water. I can drink that and I'm not going to get sick, but it does taste like hot sauce, but it's water. So it's fresh water that tastes like hot sauce, so, but look at the difference. And I just want to make sure I do that again, right? Look at the clarity with this and look at the clarity with this, right? So the goal is it filters out 99.9% of bacteria. So that's pretty much I know if you get to this point, it's really rough, but I guarantee you the people that in New Orleans, they never thought they would be fiending for clean water, right? So a lot of people in these situations don't always die as a result of the disaster. They die of the after effects of the disaster. Lack of water, lack of shelter, violence. These are things that we don't think of. We think about the hurricane. We don't think about what the hurricane shut off, the services that the hurricane shut off. That's almost as important as a hurricane. So if you survive the hurricane, but you homeless, that's rough. So that's one of the things right there. We're gonna go back to the straw in a little bit.
Okay, and when you, as you're preparing to go through your stuff, I got the results so far of the surveys that people took. When you're ready, I'll read them out.
Now go ahead, bro.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the go bag stuff. Don't be concerned, people. But I guess to engage the audience a little bit more, and we got some questions on. So Denise or Marcus, if you can see those questions and you want to ask them later, go through those questions on for the crowd. So do you have a go bag? Just so you understand, there are about 17 people on here who took this survey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 17 people, 71% do not have a go bag. All right, and 24% have something, but it's not complete. Only 6%, one person, has a go bag out of a whole group, and I think that's going to be a good reflection of society. So that just so you understand who's in the room. Let me give you a couple more. All right, do you know someone who was affected by a natural disaster? 50% of the people in this room know someone who was affected by a natural disaster. How many natural disasters do you remember? Everyone in this group remembers at least one natural disaster, but at least 70% remembers between 2 and 4 natural disasters. And finally, do you feel prepared for a natural disaster? 59% of the people in this room do not feel prepared. And 7% feel sort of prepared. Not one person says they feel prepared. Just so we can understand who's in the room.
And look, folks, like you're no stranger. That's the majority of America. That's honestly the majority of America. So I'll tell you right now, obviously I'm not taking a survey. I don't feel 100% prepared. Not at all. I feel 110% prepared. Like I'm just being real. An earthquake could happen right now. I'm going to be good. Unless that crack swallows this entire home, I'm going to be good, right? So, but that's the type of confidence that you need, right? So again, and I'm not going to beat this dead horse, but I'm kind of am. So you don't need to spend a lot of bread to get up some amazing package or amazing go bag. You can do this over time. And you don't need a lot of the cool guy stuff that I got. I got that because 1, of my experience, and 2, trial and mistakes. My goal here, and my goal as founder of Tribe One, is to help you skip those mistakes and get to where I'm at. That's what I can do. Also, the difference between me and majority of Americans is I've actually used most of the stuff in my go bag, whether it was in a combat environment or whether it was in a forest somewhere in Africa. Like I actually used it. So the knowledge I'm giving you, it works. It works, plain and simple. So yeah, that Bus, real talk, like that poll does not surprise me at all.
It's insane, Sha. And we have, like, I'm the father of 5. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We have family heads of households that we're just hoping. I think we're a 911 civilization. Yeah, we expect all of our problems to be solved with 911, but this is the reactive. Today, I wanted to bring together people so we can have some proactive dealings with these situations. So you know what? Go ahead and dive in, Sha.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive in. So we already showed the nasty straw, right? It works though, but Lord have mercy, it keeps the taste. So one of the most important things that I recommend that you have is a medical kit. A straight up medical kit. Now again, so you're probably like, well, I'm scared to do this or whatever else. You don't need to be a doctor. You don't need to be a nurse to understand how to use the basics that are in the majority of medical kits. Our CPR and first aid and AED training, we'll go through these medical kits and show you step by step how to use each item. That's what we'll do. The cool thing about Tribe One is that it's not just me. Like, I'm not a medic, but I do have experience. And I'll tell you that, Bus, let me know if I'm getting off key, all right? Let me know if I'm
Gotcha.
So I'll tell you guys real quick. So my second deployment, I was in Northeast Africa, and I was working with the Army, and there was some Navy folks out there. And I was working on the reports. I just did a meet, working on some reports. We get a call that there's a plane crash, right? And so I'm like, a plane crash? So the Army MPs hit me up like, hey, sir, there's a plane crash. So I'm like, a plane crash? And it's our allies. So get up at this badass medic. Her name's Amanda. She'd be blush. She would not want me to call her name out because she's just so humble. I grabbed her, the first person I know, because that's another thing, but that's another topic. I'll just say that emergency preparedness is also about establishing a network. That's probably another topic. But I knew who to get, Amanda. We jumped in the car. We had like 2 other folks with us, drove, and we were in the dark next to a forest in Africa, right? Now, at this point, I took lead. You think I wanted to go in that forest at night? I didn't. I had no choice because I grabbed everybody, right? So I'm standing there at night knowing that there's lions, terrorists, and everybody else in there, but we needed to get somebody. The first thing I had with me was my medical kit. I had my medical kit. After we journeyed through that forest and found that dude after 45 minutes with just flashlights and using, observing what we could, we found the plane crash, right? Amanda found the victim first when the surviving pilot. I unfortunately found bodies. One person I thought was alive, grabbed him up. It was a torso. I hope I'm not being graphic, but it's the truth. After I met up with my medic, we saw the guy. He had severe burns, skin fall and everything else. The basics that the military taught me, of course I let the medics take charge, but I wasn't a lackey. Like I wasn't someone where it was like I wasn't helpful. I knew how to do the basics to help this guy survive. I knew how to open up, get my medical kit set up. I knew what items the medics needed. I knew how to open up the, can't believe I forgot the name of this, but it's like a stretcher, but it's a better name. I knew how to open a stretcher. I knew how to do these things. Anyway, it took us about, after patching this guy up, it took us probably like, man, maybe almost 2 hours of low crawling at night to get this dude through the jungle and to get an AVAC. So why do I bring up this story? I mean, it sounds cool, right? Until you experience it, it's really not. But in 2, it goes to my point of CPR, AED, first aid. Yeah, I had some tactical medical training, but I didn't even need to go into my tactical medical training. The basic medical training I had was able to save dude's life. So now, enough of that, right? So let me talk about this. So this is a medical kit, and a lot of this stuff you can get online, so you don't have to build your own medical kit. So I'm trying to make sure it doesn't fall, right? So I'm gonna go through a few items. I'm not gonna go through everything because we'd be here all day. That's one class. But just a few items. So I'll tell you one thing. One of the first things too, if you have allergies, EpiPen. Like honestly, and people are like, well, yeah, I mean, that's okay, EpiPen. Believe me, if you don't have the one thing that's going to keep you alive in your medical kit, you don't have a medical kit. You have luggage. I mean, so, I have, so if there's something that you're allergic to that can kill you, that's the first thing you want in your medical kit, right? So EpiPen, right?
And quite frankly, Sha, the first time I was introduced to an EpiPen, I took students camping and somebody got stung by a bee. And if we didn't have an EpiPen, I'd have had a child die at a camping trip, you know? So like that's, I didn't even know what it was, like an EpiPen, you know?
I have a bag, and I'm so glad he just said that. That is not in there. It's in my medicine cabinet. I have allergies. Tristan have allergies that causes our throat to close. And that's not in there.
Yep. And Denise is kind of like, is this, right? So I'm a believer that everybody should have some type of kit for their vehicle because we spend so much time in our vehicles, right? And so it's a good chance that if you have an allergic reaction to anything, you might not be home. Right? And so it's good to have that in your vehicle. So I keep a separate kit in my vehicle, something I built over time. And that damn EpiPen is a primary thing. Because you can have all the Band-Aids and packages in the world. You can't patch up an allergic reaction.
Breathe, that Band-Aid ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, it's not.
What else you got in that bag of Lucky Charms?
Man, this bag is so good. I almost don't want to pull things out to show y'all anything because it's so beautiful,
Go ahead and mess it up, man.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna show you something that probably people aren't thinking of, right? So of course I have bandages, Band-Aids, and stuff like that. You see this, right? So this
it's a mirror.
Reflective blanket.
No, it's not a mirror.
Yeah. So, but it looks like a mirror. Right, so what this does, and it's so pretty, I can't open it up fully. You know what? When I'm gonna do this again? I love my. I'm gonna show y'all, right? All right. So what does that do, right? What does that do? So there's a few things. Let's say worst case scenario, you don't have shelter, and let's say I don't know, it could be something. Your home was on fire. Your home got set on fire. You're standing outside. Firefighters are there. It's going to be time for you to get assistance, get shelter, and it's cold outside. This thing can actually help keep you warm. Very lightweight, and it can help you keep you warm. It's thermal. It keeps in the heat. So it keeps in the heat, keeps you warm. So it's very important. A lot of times during some of the medical training, and like I say, when I say medical, please understand it's more like the medical training, a lot of us receive baseline and more tactical related, more combat related. But a lot of times you're dealing, let's say, with a soldier, airman, someone that's hurt and they're bleeding, they may start getting cold. So it's important to put this over their body to retain that heat in their body to help keep them alive, help prevent them from going to shock. So, but this thing on a less serious level that's not combat related can help you just standing outside. It can help you if your car broke down and you're waiting for a tow truck and it's cold out.
Wow. I wouldn't even think
about that. Basic stuff. So I don't know about y'all, but sometimes like if I'm going to the store, I've done it in the winter. Ashy and all, I'll jump in the car with my shorts on, flip-flops, go to the store real quick. I know it's a quick stop. Like that drive 6-7 miles. If my car broke down, my battery died, it's good to have something like this I can put on. I'm gonna be cursing, but I'm like, I can't wait for this tow guy to come, but I'm warm. So this is very important.
So we're not just talking emergency preparedness for the big stuff. We're talking about the little things.
Bro, so, yep, go ahead.
Not to cut you off. I think I called you one time. I was driving to church and it was raining and someone's car flipped over, got into an accident. By the time I got there, they pulled him out and it was raining. He was on the floor freezing, Sha. He was freezing. He couldn't move. And like this would have been such a wonderful thing to have. So, I was thinking when I got you here was a go bag so I could keep it in my basement. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But that's because everybody, so that's the thing, like with emergency preparedness, everybody thinks it's only for some major Independence Day emergency, right? And honestly, it's not. It can be for everyday things. So, for instance, I'm gonna go off topic, and then I'll come right back. But I just want to make a quick point. I have dudes that I know that'll pack the best emergency go bag ever, and they'll never touch it. And they're like, "Don't touch that. That's for emergency." And that thing will
like you just now with the little foil.
Yeah, like me, right?
Gotcha.
You put in time. You make mistakes. You're like, okay, this is what I want, right? And boom, you put in time. But the most foolish thing is not to use it. Because when you use your items, it forces you to, one, see if they're still relevant, right? Two, see if they're still readily accessible. Because maybe you change certain ways how you go through things. You want to make sure it's somewhere where you really can get it. And then the most important, you want to make sure it works. You want to make sure it still works, right? I mean, you have a flashlight in your bag for 3 years and you kept the batteries in there. And then when an emergency happens, you pull out your battery, right? So I tell my dudes, I had a dude of mine, he went to Haiti. And I gave him my bag. He was like, "Man, I'm not going to use anything." I said, "If you don't use anything, give me my damn bag back." Give me my bag. Use anything you need, and I'll replace it. Let me know what issues you had with it, and I'll upgrade it. He used it in Haiti. He used a GPS. He knew what emergency locations were if something happened. He had a blanket like this just in case. It was a chilly day. He had extra food, packets of water, all that stuff, right? He used it. That's what you want to do. If you run out of batteries at home and you got emergency go bag, use the batteries in the emergency go bag and then just replace it. It's okay because it forces you to keep assessing your equipment.
Gotcha. All right, keep diving. We got the EpiPen, we got the thermal blanket, we got the dirty straw.
Dirty straw, man. Dirty straw. Oh my goodness. I hate that straw. So let me So I mean that's the medical care. I could go on and on about this bus, or I could go on something else. What are you thinking? We limited on time. So what else you want to touch that goes in? We understand we have some medical pieces that we need. What else goes in that go bag? Okay, all right. So let's talk about something else, right? So this item I love, because this is dope. So you guys saw I had on there said vehicle maintenance, right? Basic vehicle maintenance. So look. I'm not a mechanic, I'm not, but I know how to change a tire. I know how to patch up a leak. I know how to do basic work, brake, stuff like that, right? I know how to jump my battery, right? A lot of people do not know how to do that. like, it sounds simple to probably some people on here. Like, why would that be? A lot of people, if they drive somewhere and their battery died and they have jumper cables and they have a friend there that they can use, they will not be able to jump their battery. A lot of people, they get flats, they don't know how to put on a spare tire. Basics, right? You don't need the zombies to invade for you to know how to learn how to spit, right? You should know how to do spare tire.
Yes,
so
I stand convicted. I thought AAA was my backup. I stand convicted. I'm gonna learn how to change that. You know, what do I use? Do I use a monkey wrench? Never mind. I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna watch a video, Shop.
Hey, you can watch a video. I tell you one thing, like coming from New York, we don't really learn that stuff because we don't need to. We have the subways. So the first time I really learned how to do certain things in my vehicle was through the military. But it was under different circumstances. It was under, hey, if your car gets hit by a bomb, you guys got to change this. If this happens, get stuck. You know, like something simple. Let's say, you know, especially for the females, right? I really want you guys to hear me out on this. Let's say your vehicle gets stuck in some mud, right? Out of nowhere, right? You're like, man, I can't get this car out of here, right? I can't get this car out of here. So you call in AAA. You can do that. Or you can do what I did. I bought a ironing board for my little sister. She was in college. I was going to send it to her. My car got stuck in the snow. Guess what? I took that damn ironing board. I put it behind the rear tires, revved it up, and went over the rear tire, over the compacted snow, and I was out. Now, she was mad, right? But I wasn't stuck. So, I mean, so I say this because of this. That situation, all it is traction. It's basic science, right? So if you can't get out of something, there's something, I don't have them with me, but there's these tracks that you can actually foldable, put them under your tire. They'll catch the track and they'll pull your car out. It's natural. So it's the basic stuff. But let me get back to the go back item. So this is called a Zeus, right? And let me say something else. These products I'm showing you, I don't get anything from these folks. I'm not like, they don't sponsor me. It's nothing like that. These are things that I've tested that I just like. So the Zeus is cool, right? Because this, along with jumper cables, is all you need to start your car battery. This small thing right here. Super lightweight. Super lightweight.
I gotta charge it?
So that's the cool thing. Let me tell you about the charging thing about this, right? So, right, you gotta charge it. You don't need batteries, right? But you can charge it anywhere. You can use it in your cigarette lighter with the USB cords that they have connected. So right here, you see USB cords right here, the USB ports, right? They have one for cigarette lighter. You plug that in, plug it in your car while you're driving. This is charging. The charge lasts like for a while. Like I was looking at their website, they said that there was one that they pulled out that was like fully charged, 3 months, no use, and they were able to jump their vehicle. And it's not one jump, it's multiple jumps. I can't tell you how many, but it's multiple jumps. So all you do is you have this cute little thing. You just gotta see the cables, right? You have the cables. And it's really, really simple to use. Really simple to use. But
and you keep that in your go bag.
Keep this in my go bag, right?
It look heavy, Sha. It look heavy.
It's not heavy at all, man. Like I know I'm a strong dude, but this is not heavy at all, man. Like super light. It's probably like a pound, if that. I keep it in my bag. You could click it, you know, positive, negative. Turn this bad boy on. You know, this is the power. Lets you know how much power is in there, right? There's also a flashlight. You know, so if you're in at night in the dark, and it just has multiple uses. You can plug your phone in here. Let's say if your phone died, your car died, you can plug your phone in here, take advantage of the extra juice in this, and charge your cell phone. You know, so there's a lot of uses for something like this. Not expensive, you know, when considering what it can do. You know, so just think about it. Also, emergency light. You see how it's flashing? So this is kind of like a universal sign that there's an emergency. Right? So, you know, it's
so that's what the flashing lights mean?
Yeah, flashing lights use like emergency. You need help. It's just it's different. You see that? You're like,
I drove past somebody with that like that the other day. I didn't know.
Yeah. See, man,
universal enough.
They were flashing the heck out of you, man.
Yeah. I was just like, get that light out my face. Get that light out my face.
Yeah, but that's an emergency signal. Okay. So again, right, that's important because you don't need another vehicle to jumpstart your car. You're your own soldier right there. You're your own first responder, I should say. Not soldier, your own first responder.
Gotcha. What other goodies we got? We got 13 minutes. What other goodies we got?
Got it. So something that I really like, right, is there's multiple all types of these is the multi-tool. Now I like this one, right? So I like this one. It's a Brave Edge multi-tool. Now you see, it looks like it has an axe on the edge and everything else. The cool thing about this is not the axe, even though the axe is cool. It is cool, don't get me wrong. But the cooler parts, right, are the parts within the handle, right? So these can be used to as screwdrivers. These can be used to pry things out, to eat. Multi-tool items, knives, they're very important. Like,
What's that called? What's that called?
So this version is called the Brave Edge multi-tool.
Brave Edge multi-tool.
Brave
Right,
Edge
I'll put that in
multi-tool.
the group.
Yeah, Brave Edge multi-tool. Really dope. I've used this. Actually used this during my last deployment in Afghanistan. It was really good. It really works. And let me hit that on the head again. I do not show items that I have not personally used. Because one, I don't want to look stupid, right? Reputation is everything. And two, I don't want to give bad information, because emergency preparedness is something that can be life or death. Or it can just be comfort and uncomfortable. You know, either way, I want to make sure that you guys have things that I've used now and that works.
Gotcha.
Good tool to have.
Gotcha. You showed the cool axe, but you didn't say what it was for, because you was just cutting. That's for cutting little trees. What?
Hey, so this cool axe, man, it's like so I'll be honest. You know what? I had no good reason to use the axe. I had no good, I was looking for something. I was like, say something or something. I was like, man, I had no good reason. I looked for a tree or something. But I did test it out. What it's really good for is like clearing minor brush. If you're setting up a campsite, you need to clear a minor area. It's simple. It's simple. You're not going to do anything major with this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it's cool. Let me see the other item. Oh yeah, so I wanted to go back to the nasty straw with y'all. All right, just a minute. Okay, so this straw, right? So the parts that I didn't show you about this, which is so cool about this straw. So to you guys, it still looks the same, but it's really not. It's really not. So the part before I start drinking the nasty water was I took off some pieces. So
use your man strength.
Yeah, no, it was tough, man. It was tough, bro. It was tough. So this part of the straw that I just screwed off is actually a mini compass. It's a mini compass and it's a reflector, right? So let's say you don't have a flashlight, but you need help and you can actually get some reflection, you can actually use that, right? Mm-hmm. So they put it all in the same pieces. Now, everybody's like, why do I need a compass, right? Well, I mean, I put it this way, right? There was a major blackout in New York years ago. I don't know if you guys lived
I remember.
Years ago.
I remember.
Right?
I thought it was the time of the apocalypse.
Yeah, it was. Now we're lucky that we have such a structure as far as our city where we know kind of where east and west is. Yes, imagine being in places where you really don't know where east and west is, right? And it is a blackout. You know, just imagine you have to go to a gas station and the only thing you know is that it's east, right? So a compass is important to have, especially if you don't have GPS and everything else. Gotcha. So the other part about this is that it's actually a whistle. Now, people are like, man, why do you need a whistle? Well, I tell you right now, if I really need help, if I'm immobilized, I'm going to do whatever I can to get assistance, right? Yes, so fortunately, I've never been in a position where I needed to use a whistle, but there are plenty of stories where folks needed something like that to get attention.
Especially when you're hearing some of these tragedies where they're looking for people in debris or in rough. I mean, not to say that you're going to have this on you, but just to be in a place where you're looking for help. You know, help will hear you if they can't see you.
So this is the thing, right? So like, I don't have to scare anybody here to let you know how important my company is, but more important how important this skill set is. The skill set is more important than my company. I'm being honest with you. But unless you've been living in a hole, what's going on in 2020 should let you know how important emergency preparedness is. You don't have to have all the cool guy stuff I have, but at least have half the stuff, you know, that you can get and then build it over time. What I offer is that I help you skip those steps. And also I can help you tailor what you need for your particular situation, your particular family. And we have other training that will ensure that you'll be the first responder that you need instead of always waiting for someone else. That may take a while, you know, so this stuff is very important. I'll say this, the go bag is like a small piece of overall emergency preparedness. It just is, but it's a very important component for everybody that I think everybody should have ASAP.
So, Sha, 2 questions, right?
Mhm.
But before I've been hogging the mic. Anyone has a question before I jump in? Nope, no questions. Okay, great. So one, would you have a weapon kept in your go bag? I mean, I saw the axe, and I know that's really dangerous. And if somebody comes hey, stop, you know, but like anything, do you recommend keeping anything?
So
for self-protection.
So I put it this way, right? I don't see why you wouldn't have a weapon. Some people shy away from having weapons. Me personally, I do. Obviously, it shouldn't be surprised anybody on here. Like I know how to use a firearm and pretty decently. So I ensure that I have like what we call magazines, right? So in Brooklyn, we call them clips growing up. We call them clips. It took me a while before I realized clips is not really a thing. It's called magazines, right? So I keep magazines. I keep magazines for my firearms just in case. So if I'm on the move, and it has to get really bad for me to get to that point. And I hope that never happens in America. But if that's the case, and I got my go bag and I got my magazines, that's very important for me. So that's probably gonna be like the top 3 things that I have, if not number 1, in a situation calls for. So yeah, I highly recommend. And if you're not in firearms, there are other things you can do. There are other things you can have.
So, Sha, I brought you on here knowing that in 40 or 45 minutes, there's no way you could even wet you couldn't bring any completion. So I'm sorry for everyone who came on and look, and the people who are going to see this in the future, but self-preparedness is, I've been doing martial arts for a while. It's not McDonald's. Yep. It's not, you don't just run up in here and say, let me get a number 2. Yeah. You understand? Because even if we give you a number 2, even if we give you a go bag, you're not gonna know how to use anything in the go bag. This is still some basic training that's gonna be needed, Sha. So I brought you on here. Number 1, I believe in Black business, and you've supported me as I've grown the foot soldiers, and I've been supporting you as you've done certain things. And I've always told you to do the thing that's closest to your heart. And I'm glad to see that you're engaging in something that you have a skill in that can change, that can affect the lives of people. I don't, for the life of me, Sha, I don't understand why human beings in this day and time don't think we need to defend ourselves. Don't think we need to think about bad situations. Like I'm a proud follower of God. Mm-hmm. But God, when I go back and look at how He's affected, how the Creator has affected the humankind, many people who followed Him has trained, has prepared. We haven't just waited there for Him to come and save us. He's given us a brain and hands. So like I want people to be able to reach out to you. So how can people who are really, how can men who have families and women who have to take care of their families reach out to you so that you can, give them some guidance to help prepare them? And I know it's not complicated, but we still need guidance, right? So how can people reach out to you, Sha?
Yeah, so you could hit me up on email is will@tribe1consulting, will@tribe1consulting.com. You also call my work number. I don't have it memorized yet, so it's 202-350-1573. So what we're trying to do right now, obviously.
One more time, so Marcus put it in the group. Give it one more time.
202-350-1573.
Got it.
Yep. Also, what we're doing is within the next 30 to 45 days, we're planning to start basics. So we're planning on hosting CPR, AED courses, first aid courses. So more to come. It'll be in New York City, but unfortunately, it depends on security situation, right? It depends on what's going on with Rona. Rona's been jacking everything up. But that's the plan right now. Highly suggest that you come to those courses because you'll learn a lot. Good courses. I'll put more information out. If you're interested, hit me up on email. My website is www.tribe1consulting.com. You can also hit me up on there. And
Sha, let me offer this, right? When you come to New York to do those sessions, you have our space. All right? Our space, so you don't got to worry about looking to rent anything. We have the space, depending on the size, of people that you have. to be able to do these sessions. We got some conference rooms and some spaces that you can use, especially on the weekend. It makes it easier. As we're closing down on the time, man, it's 2020.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, bro, Corona is old news. We still going.
It is.
We're still about to die from this because it's real. But Corona is now old news.
Yeah.
Now it's our people. You understand? Who, like, I mean, this isn't new news to us. Everyone is surprised, but we've been getting killed. We've been had, you know, no respect through society. You know, and we're the least prepared. You know, we're the least prepared. When we look at, you know, you go on YouTube and look at some of these videos, you know, and I love humans, you know, but those white boys, they prepared. Their daughters are prepared. Their sons are prepared. They can shoot. They can hunt. They can, you know, navigate and take care of themselves. And us city kids who wear red and blue flags, you know, who are gangster, we really can't. You know, they come out into the woods or whatever, and we can't hang. We can't hang, Sha. So, like, you know, I put on you to and on us, not on you, because everybody puts stuff on people, right? So I put on us to create a real emergency preparedness program, black run, you know, by people who's done it, you know, black run. It can't be a 2-day thing, but maybe over a couple of weekends or whatever the case in New York City. Do you think that's something that your group can do?
That's definitely something we could do.
We're gonna shoot too. We can shoot too. I'm sorry, but you know,
in New York. Not in New York, man.
Can't shoot in New York. All right, so can we come down to Virginia?
We could go to a range, plan it in advance. But you know, it's always tough in New York. So I shouldn't say not in New York. I'm saying we just need ample time to plan. Yeah, we could go to a range. Yeah.
Okay. All right, because we want to wrap the medical. We want to wrap, you know, gunplay. We want to wrap. We got, you know, Professor Dominique on here who got the hands, you know, so we want to wrap some hands around this. We want to, and we got to bring in spirituality back to our people, bro, because without all of these components, you know, we out here marching, you know, and we're not seeing, you know, I brought my kids and I was just thinking about it. I'm not seeing that everyone ain't marching for George Floyd, bro.
Not,
you know,
man.
people out there looking to rob a store. You know, like they're looking at every cop that we see out there isn't a bad cop. And I'm not saying, no, screw that. I know cops. You understand? Every cop isn't a bad cop. You know, but like these knuckleheads, just like there's knuckleheads of our people, you know, it's causing us to be in situations where we could need this emergency preparedness sooner than we think. You understand? People's houses can be burnt down sooner than we think. You know, especially if your house is attached to a business.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, man. I'll say this. I'll leave it with this because I know we're getting close. Like, look, there's a lot to this, but one of the things you can do is take this information, but establish your network. All right. So the first thing when disasters happen or emergencies happen, your network is key, right? You don't just rely on them to receive information, but also you might get resources from folks that you can't get from somewhere else.
So really quick, what should be a basic network for people? Like we see that we need a go bag, right? What should people think about that we need as it relates to a network? Like what should people look? You know what?
That's a whole different.
Yeah, Shad, you know what? They need to call you for that one, right? You know what?
That's a whole different thing, bro.
I'm sorry. Yo, listen. I'm gonna plead with my people. You know, like it hurts my heart as a father, as a husband, to see so many people not consider their house. You know, and just, you know, like I plead with my people to go out and figure out how to survive. I'm part of a group of an art that's Sanukis. It's the way of the survivor. You know, sometimes things get dark. Are you ready? Are you ready for the war? Are you ready for the riots? Are you ready for the natural disaster? Or are you hoping it doesn't happen? Are you just hoping that God has you? I believe 1,000% God has you, but he wants you to have you too. You understand? So I've just given you a network person. This is Sha-king right here, William Sha-king Cooper. Will at Tribe Consulting Tribe One Consulting, Tribe One Consulting, not the number one, the word one. Consulting.com. You've just expanded your network to help you in an area of protecting your family. If you don't want to protect your family, cool. Share this with somebody who do. Now, Sha, Thank you so much for your time, brother. Thank you for your friendship. I want to thank everyone who came on. Doris, Ibrahim, Pernell. We got some young little martial artists that was on watching this too, bro. You know, so I want to thank everyone who came on and everyone who's going to see this in the future. Every man who has to defend his family. Every woman who has to defend her family. You know, every child who has to defend his parents. Come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Yeah, we can pick it all we want, you know, but stop playing.
Stop playing. Yep.
Stop playing. Yo, thank you. God bless. All foot soldier related people. Sha, stay on for a second. I'm gonna end this recording and end the live, and we gotta just chop this up for a few seconds before we close out. Everyone else, God bless. God bless you. God bless your family. How do I stop the recording? Give me a second, guys. Trying to figure out this whole recording thing. Okay, apparently the recording ain't gonna stop right now, but we're gonna we're gonna stop the live real quick. Oh, I'm on the wrong computer to stop the recording.